What is up, guys? I'm Sergeant Ballistic, but you guys can call me Brian. Thanks for checking out this video. Please excuse my desk mess, but I'm hard at work trying to get all my cable management cleared up so I can shoot my setup tour video as soon as possible. Expect a video on how I did all my cable management and of course the actual setup tour in the near future. But in the meantime, I wanted to do a really quick video on an announcement from today that I thought was really interesting in the mobile tech world, and that is that Nokia will be releasing an Android tablet soon. That's right, Android. It doesn't look like this tablet's going to make it out for the holiday season of this year, but I fully expect to see some more news about it during CES, and I hear it could be released as early as Q1 of 2015. Now this is notable to me for a couple of reasons. First, Windows recently bought the Lumia branch of Nokia, and as far as I can tell, put a quick kibosh to Nokia's only notable Android project, Nokia X. I thought it would be quite a while before we saw any type of Android products coming out of Nokia, but alas, we have the Nokia N1 tablet. And many people seem to think that it looks like an Apple iPad mini had an incestual love child with an iPhone 6 Plus. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that, and possible future lawsuits aside, it's a far cry from the blindingly bright and colorful Lumias we've seen out of Nokia in the last couple years. Now, I don't want to get too crazy into the specs of the device, but as you can see here, it's pretty thin and pretty light. The dimensions of the N1 are pretty similar to those of the iPad Mini 3, and in some cases just a few millimeters or even a couple tenths of millimeters off. It also features a unibody aluminum design and has a kind of seamless rounded edge to it, similar to that on the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. It looks like it'll be coming in two different color variations, those being natural aluminum and lava gray. It'll have a 7.9-inch 4x3 display with a resolution of 2048 by 1536. It's covered in Gorilla Glass 3, has an LED backlit IPS panel, and has a fully laminated zero air gap display, where we've seen some of those stats before. For the cameras, it has a 8 megapixel rear and 5 megapixel front facing camera, both capable of 1080p video recording. It has a standard 3.5mm audio jack, and that is not a lightning port on there. However, it is a micro USB 2.0 Type-C reversible connector. This is one of the first devices we're going to see that on, and of course it's something that makes it look very similar to the iPad Mini 3 Lightning connector. For processor, it's sporting the Intel 64-bit Atom, and that's the Z3580, and that's a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor. It's actually got 2 gigs of RAM, which doubles that on the iPad Mini 3, and onboard storage comes in at 32 gigabytes. For graphics, it's using a PowerVR G6430, which I'm not all that familiar with. For audio, we've got two 0.5 watt speakers located on the bottom and or side of the device, depending on orientation. And again, it's very eerily similar to what we've come to expect to see on multiple Apple devices. In terms of battery, it's got a 5300 milliamp rechargeable lithium ion battery. That's 18.5 watt hours, which is actually coming in about 5 or 6 watt hours short of that on the iPad Mini 3. For wireless, it's using the standard dual channel Wi-Fi with MIMO and has Bluetooth 4.0, and it'll of course be running Android 5.0 Lollipop with a custom skin by Nokia utilizing the Nokia Z launcher. The 64-bit Intel quad-core processor is also kind of interesting. It's an SoC or system on chip, which basically means that all of the major computing components are all on one integrated chip. This is pretty new, and we haven't really seen it on any noteworthy products as of yet. There is a slightly different version of it on the 2014 Nexus player, so maybe we can look to that for benchmarks. Based on that, it's supposed to stack up fairly well against the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 and 801, but most people seem to think it kind of falls a little bit short of the 805, which is the most popular chipset available on most flagship phones for Android. Another interesting part of this announcement is that the N1 will be running on Android Lollipop, and that the skin is going to be based around this new Android launcher called Z Launcher. So Z Launcher was developed by the design team in Nokia's Sunnyvale, California offices. But it takes on a very minimalist approach to a launcher that you would expect from the Finnish company. It has a standard app tray at the bottom. The app screen launched from here has a very traditional vertical scrolling menu. You can press and hold any apps from this menu and drag it to the app tray, but dragging it anywhere else is not an option since there aren't multiple pages on the home screen of the launcher. Up top you can see a link to the Play Store, and diving into the settings you have options to turn off web search. You can change where you get web suggestions from. Right now there's Google and Baidu, which from my searching is a Chinese search engine. Kind of interesting. There's reset options. You can view the tutorial. This is the tutorial you're prompted with when you first install the launcher, and guides you through a few things like using the scribble feature, going back, adding shortcuts to the app tray, permanently removing options by long pressing, and several other things. Popping back out to the main screen, there's a carousel with a couple pages that are permanently there and a few that can get added on a contextual basis. There's a clock widget with date and time. Tapping this opens up the clock app on my particular device. There's also a weather page which you can tap to refresh the current weather status. It's also capable of pushing a few notifications up here like upcoming meetings and missed calls. So there are two major features of Z Launcher. First is its predictive capabilities. It tries to learn your habits and adapt the home screen to feature the apps and other items that you'll need when you need them. An example they gave is if you call your mom on the way home from work every afternoon, every day, it contextually knows to put a suggestion on the screen so you can do so, and that's based on the location and time of day. The other major function is Scribble, which allows you to draw a letter on the home screen, and Z Launcher will then make suggestions based on what you do. So this changes based on your habits and what you've done in the past, and also again what time of day it is and your location. Some of the things that come up here are contacts, apps, search queries, appointments, and a lot of other things I'm still discovering, but it's a cool little way to just access everything you want in just a few seconds in a very minimalist and easy way. I think the Z Launcher is kind of cool for a couple reasons. One of the primary ones being that most iOS and Apple users tend to say that they don't want and or need all the crazy customization that Android lovers hold near and dear. Z Launcher is a pretty big step in that direction. It's very easy access to all your apps, contacts, events, and search queries with just a couple wags of your fingers. There's no widgets, no crazy amount of customization. It should just work, learn what you want, and that's what most iOS users say that they really want and need. So let me know what you guys think of both the N1 and the Z Launcher. Do you think Nokia is headed towards a lawsuit battle with Apple over this device? Are any of you guys running Android going to install and use this launcher? And do any of you iOS users think that this is a step in the direction that make you switch to Android? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm going to continue using Z Launcher for at least a little while to see if they expand any of the functionality or make any major changes. I'm really hoping that we might get one or two of them in at work so I can play with it further, and that they'll be available for us to try out at CES. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I think you know what I want you guys to do. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up or thumbs down so I know whether you want to see more videos like this in the future. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to go ahead and do that, and I will be very appreciative if you go ahead and share this with your friends if you thought it was cool or interesting. Be sure to follow me on your favorite social media sites to get more frequent updates on all my tech, upcoming videos, and ongoing projects. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Interesting announcement in the tech world. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. That's funny. In the mobile tech world, and many people seem to think that it looks like an Apple iPad Mini had an incestual love child with a iPhone 6 Plus. The 64-bit Intel Atom processor. The 64-bit quad-core Intel. The 64-bit, there is a slightly different version that's available in the 2014. I think they've. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I think you know what I want you guys to do. Don't be scared.